Hi, this is Joseph Arthur. Thanks for checking out Come to Where I'm From. Please support us on Patreon, patreon.com/come-to-where-I'm-from. We are an independent podcast, and any contributions you can make are greatly appreciated.
Well, you got 3 drinks.
Yeah, do you want one?
No, I'm good.
No, I guess it's COVID season.
No, I don't care. I've already had it.
Did you really?
Yeah, March.
Wow, what happened?
It wasn't bad. It was, 3 days of flu-y, kind of snotty, tired feeling, and then it went away.
Did you lose your sense of smell and
I did, yeah.
taste?
But I mean, I was still doing stuff. I was going to work.
Oh, really?
And because I didn't know what it was. It was so early.
Oh.
And I called a doctor. He's like, you got a bug. It'll go away. And I was like, oh, great. And it went away.
Huh. Wow.
So I think it's bad if you have asthma or if you're hugely overweight. But I think if you got or like diabetes, but if you got no pre-existing, I think you're okay.
Did you ever follow Robert F. Kennedy Jr. on Instagram?
No.
Well, do you know who he is?
Uh-uh.
Well, you know who Robert Kennedy is.
Yeah.
It's his son.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
is he funny?
He's not a funny man.
Oh,
no.
okay.
No.
I thought you were going to say some zinger or something.
No.
He's not a comedian.
No, he's he kind of like he's what do you call it? Somebody who's really, I don't want to call him an anti-vaxxer.
Oh, got it.
But he's sort of like he puts a lot of information on the dangers of vaccines and.
Oh, I love vaccines.
You do?
Oh yeah, I'll take anything.
Would you take this Bill Gates one for COVID?
Probably, yeah.
You would.
Well, I would try to get a paycheck out of it, but yeah, I would take it. I mean, is it tested or did he make it?
I don't know. I have no idea.
All right, if he made it, maybe not.
So you don't go in for conspiracies?
Nah.
No?
Nah. I mean, I'm not saying they're wrong. I just don't care.
But you do care about speech.
Sure.
That's kind of like riding alongside the same lines as in the same realm.
Oh, okay, yeah, I guess
feel
so.
me?
But I'm a comic, so I need that.
Yeah,
it's maybe
but you're a
selfish.
human, so you need health too.
Yeah, I love health.
Health first, really.
But I'm pro-vaccine, is what I'm saying. I'm all for health.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people that think those are bad for you. That's the point.
I see. Yeah, autism or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, Jenny McCarthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
Where I want to get my my medical news from.
Jenny McCarthy.
So where are you from?
New Orleans.
Oh, right. Well, I kind of lived there for like 6 months.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, on Decatur and Esplanade. Right over Checkpoint Charlie's.
Yes.
You know
wow.
Checkpoint Charlie's?
That's like, you were in the heart of it.
I was right there.
That's right between Treme, what's that?
Marigny and the Quarter.
And the Quarter, yeah.
Yeah.
Right in the middle.
I loved it.
Yeah, I grew up on Esplanade.
Wow.
Yeah, further down, out of the Quarter, but on that street.
Nice.
Crazy.
Love it there.
It's a wild time. It's different now. It's kind of cleaned up.
Yeah, Hollywood moved there.
Hollywood, Katrina gave it like an enema, and a lot of people left. And
the property values went up for some reason.
Yeah. Well, they built a medical school. A lot of honkies moved in, and it got a little gentrified.
Yeah, it's hard to perform in New Orleans.
It's not a great performance city.
I don't know why. It seems like you want it to be when you're on tour or whatever. You're like, oh, yeah, New Orleans.
Exactly.
And then the shows suck.
They suck.
They suck.
The comedy shows suck. The music's it's tough.
I've only seen one show there.
It's because it's so fun outside.
That's what it is.
That it's like nobody, like, you have to be like, I don't know.
It's a major city. It's like brought up all the time as this entertainment hub, but there's no comedy club. All the music venues, everybody's shit-faced.
Yeah.
Sorry.
She can't hear you.
Okay. All right. Thank God the kid's deaf. But yeah, it's you're right. I'm glad you said that.
She can't hear you.
That's funny.
Thank God. But yeah. It's tough over there. I'm glad you said it because
Wait, there are no proper comedy clubs in New Orleans?
No, they don't last because everybody in New Orleans like we're having fun drinking on the sidewalk. What do we need to go in there for? We're laughing out here.
So yeah, well, like if you play a big enough venue, you can have a really good show.
That's
there.
true.
Like when I've done shows opening up for Greg Dooley or something, and they've been good.
Yeah.
But like when you go and you play like your little like. I'm gonna make it. I'm on my way to make it. And those venues with 100 people, it sucks. Forget it.
Yeah, and New Orleans, everything's falling apart. Like, we're all just trying to party and hang loose. Nobody wants to fix shit. So there's like wires on hanging off the wall. The pipes are leaking. The sound isn't great. The building's been there since the French Revolution, and it's not up to snuff, but it's fun.
They got a lot of things you can sniff. I don't know if it's up to snuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I just got that.
I'm not a comedian.
No.
I'm just trying.
Hey, I get it.
Is One-Eyed Jack like the primo venue down there?
That's a good one.
That's a good venue. That's where I do my shows.
Is that like the Bowery of New Orleans?
Yeah, good call.
Okay. Is there a beacon of New Orleans?
There is.
Yeah, there's the Mahalia Jackson Theater is a big one. We got the Sanger Theater. That's like our Carnegie.
So there's a few. Oh, there's a Carnegie too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We got a lot of theaters. There's the Joy Theater.
You know Rio?
We got Rio.
He owns One-Eyed Jack's.
Oh.
The guy's name is Rio.
I don't know Rio. I might have met him because I know the booker of One-Eyed Jack's.
Yeah.
But I don't know the guy Rio.
Yeah, I think his name is Rio. Shout out Rio.
All right.
Shout out Rio.
There's another place that's good. The Commerce. I can't think of it, but that's where the comics always go. But yeah.
Like, I lived right over Checkpoint Charlie's, and at like 4 a.m. on a Tuesday night, a blues band would just start playing for like nobody in the bar.
I know.
Like, it's just like
for you in your apartment.
It's just like
it's weird.
I love that town for that because it's like going to India. It's this assault on your subconscious to the point where it puts you in an alternate state.
Yeah.
That's kind of creative.
That's true, and it's a freewheeling town. You kind of just live off the land, except the land being partying. Like you can go out and hear a blues band or a jazz band playing at a bar, and the sound is coming out of the bar, so you don't have to go in. Then you can just buy a 6-pack at a store, sit on the sidewalk, listen to it, and then there's a guy selling fried chicken. He's making it on the sidewalk, and you're like, all right, I'll have it. And then there's our bar, which has like free red beans and rice on Monday.
Yeah, Greg Dooley owns that now.
Oh, there you go.
Our bar. Yeah.
That
and
was
he's got
the hot spot.
The hotel right above it too,
Yes.
which is like super boutique and nice.
Yeah, you know what else is hard in New Orleans? I don't know how much time you spent there, if you're married or what, but it's hard to get laid in New Orleans.
I didn't find that.
Well, you're a tall, good-looking guy, but
No.
I grew up there. I was, just a schoolboy trying to get laid. It wasn't easy.
That's more to do with adolescence.
Maybe you're right.
Probably.
I was a nerd.
It's like that period. It's that period of time. Now, if you went back there, it'd just be like,
You think?
yeah, you'd be a lady killer.
I don't know. There's a lot of armpit hair too.
You don't like that? You don't go?
Nah, it's a bummer. I mean, I'll do it.
That's not a deal breaker for me.
Not a deal breaker.
No.
But it's a bummer.
It's not my favorite.
All right.
It's not my favorite, but it's not a deal breaker.
Okay. Yeah, same here. I think it's like a guy who's 5'5", It's a little harder.
Man, that's funny. Yeah, so I was just listening to your special on the way over
Oh, wow.
here.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Hey, thank you.
Great writing.
Hey, I appreciate it.
And it's on this edge right now that's like kind of insane to take on.
Yeah, I don't know.
But you're really doing it.
What's the name of it?
It's called Out to Lunch. It's on YouTube. Nobody would buy it, so I had to put it on YouTube.
It's good.
Thanks. And
yeah. I mean, I haven't heard the whole thing because I found out about this 2 hours ago. And I listened to a couple Rogans. I'm texting Ehud. I got no information on this guy.
Yeah.
Dude. And then, but it was making me like for real laugh.
Oh, thanks. That's all I want to do. And I don't know, comedy is supposed to be on the edge, I thought, and now people are like, you can't say that. I'm like, I was just writing jokes about shit I saw.
How much shit do you take? Like online? I heard you talk about it on Rogan a little bit.
I take a little bit. If I was famous, I'd be screwed.
Yeah, you're kind of you're pretty famous. I mean, Rogan twice.
According to my daughter, you're famous because she
famous.
saw, he was on Jimmy Fallon, he's famous.
Yeah.
That's the standard.
Yeah, but they go, he's famous, but what's his name? I don't know, but he's on Fallon. Nobody knows my name. Yeah. So that's fine, and I can still walk through an airport and all that. I don't know if I want to be Seinfeld. That's too much.
I'm like that too. I was on Letterman 5 times, still nothing. It's that Mitch Hedberg
yes,
joke. You know that
great
one,
joke.
like where more people saw me at the supermarket.
At the store, yeah. That's a great joke.
That's really,
and it's
actually
true.
Fucking true.
It's so true.
It's really true.
It's not the '80s where you do Carson once in your household name. Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah. So what's your what's like some of the shit you take? Do you take stuff online, or
just a typical? What are you, racist? I heard that gay. What are you, homophobic? What are you there? And you're like, no, I just made a joke.
Right.
It's crazy. If I'm joking about being a millionaire, it doesn't mean I'm a millionaire.
Right.
You know. But they only do it with the bad stuff. I think a lot of people look at it as like this is their place to shine. I'm gonna call this guy out. I'll be a hero. I'm gonna ruin this guy. I'll be famous for ruining a famous guy or whatever it is.
Because comedy is all about going right up to the edge of what you can't say.
But it's not that dark.
It's finding that space where it's like inappropriate. The nature of comedy is inappropriate.
Yeah, that and honesty, and I think honesty is a bummer for a lot of people. You know, if you go, hey, they go, hey, well, you make a fat joke, and they go, hey, don't fat shame. You're like, well, I'm just making a joke that it's bad for your heart. You know, I'm not saying you don't be fat or you're a bad person. I just made a joke that you might die. And they get mad. I'm like, I'm just going with the doctor said. I don't know. Why are you mad at me?
The abortion bit that you
had. Oh, thanks.
That's really funny.
Yeah, that's a fun one. That one pissed a lot of people off. But that's the thing. People go,
you're not that much darker, let's say, than Dave Attell. I mean,
no.
So does he get shit on a constant level?
I'm sure he probably doesn't read it though. No. He's getting old. He can't read. But no, I just think. I check it, I read it, and I'm fascinated by it because I'm like, I don't think you really care. Like you were washing the dishes, going, "Oh, that guy."
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
It's like, do you ever follow Little Duval on Instagram?
I've seen a few things. He's really funny.
He's really funny. He's great on Instagram, and he's like, "What are y'all pretending to care about today?" Like that. That nails it.
That's great, and that's comedy. That's great because it's such a true point,
right?
And that's why we enjoy it. Because we all sit around and just try not to get in trouble. And we just go with the flow. This is where we're going? I agree. Yeah. But the comic will kind of go, I know you disagree, and I'm going to point it out. You won't do it, but I'll do it.
Right.
And so you're going to get some love, and when you love, you get hate.
Right.
They're one and the same.
They are one and the same. Yeah, like when did you feel like as a comedian, did you notice, because this all sort of changed rapidly, like recently.
Yeah.
Were you doing this and going like, holy shit, watching? Because I personally was watching all this stuff unfold and going like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
Like even when they start deplatforming, even Alex Jones and all this, they deplatform people, and you're like, wait, I thought freedom of speech, you know? But but people are not so hip with freedom of speech. Like did that like concern you? Did you start thinking about it differently?
Sure. And it's scary when you're writing a joke and you go, oh, I shouldn't say that, and now you're affecting art in a weird way. Now you're in my head. And I'm just trying to produce something. Like, what if Quentin Tarantino said, we shouldn't have that butt rape scene in Pulp Fiction, Nah, it's too much. Somebody's been butt raped. It might trigger a thing. And, now that's just not in there because that would bother, it's not good to affect the art like that. You can hate it. You can dislike it. You can turn it off. You can write a letter. But just because you don't like it doesn't mean it shouldn't exist. What if we did that with hot sauce? It burned my mouth. Get rid of all of it. But I like hot sauce. I know, but it hurt me. So I got to get rid of it. It's a weird entitlement in a way. And I think it's a combination of social media. So now everyone has a voice. Everyone has their own platform. I think it's a lot of narcissism. I think it's a lot of showboating. Like, I'm a better person than you. Sure, you were upset, but I'm going to do something about it. And I think it makes people feel good. It gives them something to do. It gives them a purpose. I think a lot of people have no purpose. And with social media, you're an icon, or what do you call it, an avatar on Twitter. You're not real. You're just an entity. Yeah. So I feel better. You know when you're in traffic and someone cuts you off, you're like, I'm going to fucking kill this guy. He's a piece of shit. And then he pulls up and he goes, what's that? And you go, oh, nothing. That's what Twitter is. You're in your car, you know? And I think you're just in your own little bubble. So
you're at the red light and it just turned green and you're like, fuck you, and you take off.
Yeah, exactly. But then if he pulls up next to you, you're like, oh, that wasn't me. I don't know.
Also, there's a lot of people that just don't have a sense of humor. They just literally do not know when you're joking or not.
I know.
You can say something totally insane, and they're like, you have to explain to people. Some people don't have that connection in their brain.
Yeah. I know.
What is that? And I think it's like them that are getting mad at, like, wait, I'm out of this inside joke that everyone else gets.
There's a little of that.
And I don't want anyone to have that.
Yeah.
If I recognize that I don't really get, I'm going to go ahead and say no.
Right. Right.
I think it's that.
I think there's a lot of that. I mean, I can't dance, and I wish I could, and I watch people dance, but I don't go, I'm burning down the dance floor. You know, like, it's just a weird way to act. And nobody in history has ever said, I don't have a personality. Everybody thinks they do. Everybody thinks they're hilarious or get comedy or understand. And then when you tell a joke and they don't like it, they go, you're not funny. And you're like, well, the whole room's laughing. Maybe you just don't like it. It's a lot of me, I've noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it also, and not to go back to COVID because that's boring, but like also it goes like we can't offend anybody, and also now it's getting to the place where nobody can die. No risk can happen.
Right.
Like it's all
yeah, that's good.
There's a correlation there.
Yeah.
And it's all like this like everything's tightening up, and it's like no one can get offended, no one can die. Let's like just go into a plastic cage and go like this forever.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's weird.
Well, they've done these studies where people are sad now, more upset now, more depressed, more suicidal.
Yeah.
And yet we've never had it better.
Right.
I mean, aside from a pandemic, I'm talking about we got Uber Eats, we got Netflix, we got all these great things. Like I got Amazon, I got this thing the next day. You used to have to like make stuff or travel to go get it or find it in the yellow page, whatever the hell it was, go to a swap meet. And now,
remember phone books?
Yeah, the more shit you have and the more accessible it is and the less problems you have, I feel like the more time you have to stew and find things to hate. And you know, our bodies are designed to wake up and till the field and protect your family and kill your neighbor and fight a bear and chew it up and put the meat on a fire and build a house and a shelter. And we don't have that going. You gotta find something to put your energy into.
That's right.
And you might as well put it into saving the world, a.k.a. activism, a.k.a. canceling.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I think about this all the time, so I'm spewing a lot at you here. So
no, I love it.
You're making a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Oh, am I? I don't know. But people are hearing this right now going, oh, this white man.
Like 95% of people are going, yes, thank you. And
comedians
then 5%
have a higher
going,
purpose.
This white man.
I feel like they have a higher purpose to point out these things that nobody wants to deal with, and they take it upon themselves. I'll carry the load. I'm just going to say it because no one else will.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Well, I got a big load on my back. But
come on, there's a joke there.
I heard it.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
The kid still can't hear you. It's
okay, I always keep worrying about the kid. She was a load once, but
guilty.
Oh,
yeah, there you go.
Hey, I'm on. No shame.
You
no
get
shame.
comedy, but yeah, it just. But have you noticed that the two sides are so similar? Like the evil and the really good are very similar. It's just all about like. They think they're on this righteous path to like stop this and stop that. And you're like, you don't realize that you're so similar to the thing you hate.
Well, it's becoming more and more like that.
Yeah.
Especially like with the super like anti-racist people going,
yes.
like talking about like organization is like sort of a white trait or whatever that we were saying, which
right.
is like total white, like total racism.
Yeah, exactly.
It's absolute racism.
And like we need to stop seeing people as they're not. It's not a black person. It's a person. But we need more black people on TV. And you're like, I thought they were people. Like you just you're just counting how many black people are in a room.
Yeah.
You know, whereas like just treat them like people. Just be.
Just everybody be.
Yeah.
And coming from a place like New Orleans too, it's just like that's the vibe there. Everybody's just like it's just like people are people. Everybody's like I don't know. That was my impression of it.
Totally. It's just laid back. We all just want to get laid, get drunk, and listen to fucking jazz.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean Mardi Gras and Jazz Fest and the food and all that, and it's very mixed. Like people always talk about the South is so racist. New Orleans is so mixed. That's how I grew up. I went to public school. I mean, I was the token cracker, whatever. I grew up in Tremé. It was a black neighborhood, whatever,
Yeah.
and nobody cared. You know, now it's all we talk about. We're so obsessed. I was watching a show last night, The British Bake Off. You seen this?
No.
It's some dumb show where they cook. You know, it's this family cooks and this family, and they try to compete with each other, and it's British and annoying and boring. But they had this black family on, and one of the white ladies bumped into the black lady's tray and knocked over all her drinks. And, you know, the clock's ticking, so you need those drinks to be made. And she was like, sorry. And the black lady's like, whatever, I'll get it. And I remember like, And I'm like, oh, I'm such an American. I'm like, you can't do anything wrong to a black person. You know, you'll be called racist, or you'll get canceled, or you'll get kicked off the show. But I'm like, oh, it's England. They don't have that over there. They're just they're black, they're white, they're just people. Right. Here, we think we're being so progressive. We're actually going backwards.
We're going backwards.
We keep separating everybody. You know, it's black versus white, men versus women, boomer. You know, millennial. Like now we separate ages, like
Gen X, Gen Y.
It's on purpose though. The higher ups know they're trying to divide people. And
you think so?
I do think so.
I don't know about all that stuff.
I don't either. I mean. But it just seems so insane to me that I can't see it any other way.
I hope you're right.
Like it just doesn't seem legitimate. I'll put it this way: it's not legitimate in my experience of the world. I don't have I have I don't even want to say I have lots of black friends or anything like that. That sounds goofy too. Like it's really hard to talk about this shit.
Well, and I'll the other. It is. We're all scared, but it's not a good.
But it's like
good place.
In my world, there's lots of black people, white people, whatever, and we're all kicking it, and nobody's giving a fuck, and everybody loves each other, and whatever. It's a person-to-person thing. So it's like when all of a sudden it's just like this crazy racism is everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like, huh?
I know.
That's just, that's why it seems conspiratorial, because it's just not in my world.
But what is to gain from doing that? From the higher ups? What are they doing?
Divide and conquer.
Ah, wow.
Divide and conquer. I don't know.
That was a perfect answer.
To control and to make sure people don't discover how powerful they are.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, because if people come together
and rise up,
they rise up. They aren't as easy to oppress. You know, there's all kinds of things designed towards that. I mean, pornography is weaponized. You know,
how so?
It creates shame in the person. The people who are full of shame are less likely to speak out. They're less likely to be doing brave things. They're more likely to be quiet and guilty and stay in their little domicile and be afraid. You know, things like that. I mean, that stuff is known. Like even I guess in Germany they would put it this way: that movie that just came out. If you're getting something for free, then you're the what is it?
You're the You're not the
you're not
user,
the customer.
You're the
client.
No. You're the
product.
You're the product.
Yes.
So and pornography is free. So what are you the product of in terms of that? Like, you know, it's like, and I don't know the answer.
Yeah.
But
if it's not a tool that you use, then you're the one being used.
Right.
You're the
being
tool.
used. You're being used.
They're getting your information. They're using
You're
your algorithm to sell you shit.
You're being used.
That's very interesting. Yeah. That's a social dilemma.
Yeah, the social I haven't even seen the whole thing. I watched like 15, 20 minutes of it.
It's a little heavy.
You gotta get further in.
No, it was another one of these last-minute podcasts. I got called, and then Citizen Cope came over here, and we did it. So I had to stop it, and I didn't get back into it, but I just know about it.
You know that guy?
Yeah, he was just on here.
Whoa,
2 days.
He's big.
2 days ago.
Yeah.
I
was a single man.
Don't let this situation fool you. We're on the way up, man.
I could tell. The outfit,
come on.
I'm my shot is from here. You guys are head to toe.
We're on the way up.
I'm shorts and flip flops for anyone viewing and not listening.
Porn. I never thought about it. But you're right. You're the product. If you're not, if you're using something for free, you're the product. Why would they give it to you? You know?
It's why is it so?
But we also had Stoya, who's a big porn star.
Yeah. How did I miss her?
And she didn't agree that it was weaponized, and
I've never heard that.
She's trying to make it more common and teach people about it.
Well, there's pretty common.
Yeah, there's an agenda to wipe away the family and all that kind of stuff, and it's harder. It's harder to have a monogamous relationship when you're constantly you're subconsciously taking in all this sex. And your subconscious doesn't know fact from fiction. So in your subconscious mind, you're having constant orgies with hundreds of people. And so it's so then when it's time to make love to your partner, your one partner or whatever, all of a sudden it's well, wait a minute, this isn't this isn't all that. I mean, hold on, what about Well,
he also does no FAP.
I mean? Well, I mean, sometimes, not all.
Really?
The time. I'm not 100%.
Not related to porn,
but I
just
do.
in
How long?
What's my longest streak with that? I think I've done like 90 days a few times.
Whoa!
Yeah. Thank you. It's hard.
Standing ovation. Standing ovation.
Oh yeah, my boner went up.
I know. I said it's hard, but
90?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, it's like semen retention. It's like what the Hindus always were doing, the yogis, and then
boxers.
all of a sudden I'm a boxer too.
Oh.
So it's for that. It's for creativity because that energy will have to manifest itself somewhere else. So suddenly you'll start a podcast because you're not jerking off.
Whoa.
Type of shit.
And
that's the true story behind this podcast.
Really?
It got started from NoFap.
Whoa.
Not on my behalf, on his behalf.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy
It was
hell.
a one-way
You should
fap.
try it. You should try it. I mean, I quit porn.
Yeah.
Now though, there's a few Instagram people I follow that
That's
it's a little
borderline.
sketchy.
Yeah.
Lately, I'm not being 100%. I got to be honest.
Well, it's tough. Those
It's
Instagrams.
tough.
I mean, they're just right
Sometimes-
there.
I mean, yeah.
And they're not naked, so
No, but it's like
they're close.
Some get away with
some
borderline.
get away with just
Yeah.
amazing things.
I mean,
It's just.
if I was a
phenomenal.
woman, I would go, what am I supposed to do here?
Yeah.
You know? How do I compete with this?
Yeah.
There's so many
Cancel
hot women.
Instagram.
I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And
I'm
then
offended.
It's such a weird thing where people are like, "Don't objectify," and I'm like, "Well, what are you supposed to do with this?
Right.
She's twerking.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to learn how to dance with this? What are you talking about?
I
gotta
follow
object-
her. I follow her.
Yeah.
That's
And also, I
funny.
can't help my brain from it just does it. It's like, don't judge people. Like, that's impossible. Don't profile. That's impossible.
Are you still dating a younger girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's working out then.
Yeah.
That's because
I
that's
mean,
been a while.
been a while, and for me, I'm a promiscuous guy, or I was, and it was a real shift.
You roped it in.
She roped it in.
She roped it in.
Yeah.
Nice. How did that happen?
Well, I'm getting up 37.
Right.
So, I'm getting
Spring
older.
chicken, this guy.
Wow.
I just turned 49.
What?
Yeah.
Man.
That's the fucking no
That's
fap,
the no
bro.
fap.
That's the no fap.
Wow.
Yeah, I just turned yesterday, dude. Happy birthday.
Wait, can I say my age and see if he reacts like that?
He's not going to.
45.
All right.
Really?
there you go.
45?
Yeah.
I'm reacting that
Thank
way.
you.
I thought you were
Thank
like in your 30s.
I thought you were older.
The drum kit's over there.
Wow, man.
Back to your girl. Sorry
Well,
about
the 49?
49.
Dude, you're killing it.
Thanks, dude.
That's what
I
I
thought-
said to Suzette last night.
34, maybe?
We did the
Thank
math
you.
on
Wow.
you,
I'll
and
take it.
I was like, Joe's 49. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, sometimes I see, like, I was looking at, this is going to sound like, I don't even going to, well, I was just watching Josh Brolin's Instagram page.
Yeah.
And he's like, and I'm like, he's like an older looking dude. I mean, great looking dude.
Killer.
He's Josh Brolin. He's killer. Like,
Sexy
this
guy.
But he looks more his age, I think. And then I'm like looking at him and I'm going, and he's like 51 or something. And it's like, we're the same fucking age. It's just like, I don't
Yeah.
know. Anyway.
That's No Country for Old Men?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Thanos. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
I don't know. Is that
From Avengers Endgame.
I don't do the
It's
comic
like-
book.
Weird.
Oh.
Sometimes I just see people and I'm just like, I can't believe we're the same age. Not that Josh
Goonies.
Brolin looks old. 'cause
Goonies.
he
That'll
doesn't.
blow your mind.
That's
Goonies.
him,
He
yeah.
was the Goonies dude.
He looks great, but
Yeah.
I just can't believe I'm as old as I am. That's it. That's
Right.
the point.
Yeah, it happens.
And
Just
if you
flies by.
It
shave,
just goes-
if you shave, you would lose another
It just
5
goes
years.
by.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it just goes by, and you gotta. You ever listen to Alan Watts?
Love him.
Love him.
I don't.
He has this thing where all we do all day is like, am I being productive enough? Am I creating enough stuff? Am I
Yeah.
wasting my life? And he goes, life is like music. You play music. You don't work music.
Yeah.
And the whole point of music is just the dance of the notes and and it's fun and it's nice. Then it ends.
Yeah.
And that's like life. Everybody's like, I gotta work and then retire and save money and then I'll live happily when I'm older and I won't have to work and I'm like, no, you gotta live now. And you don't. The point of life isn't to get to the end of it.
Right.
Otherwise, music would just be the song would be 2 seconds because that'd be a good song. Just
Right.
getting to the end. But yeah, I think that's so true about life. Is like bad things happen, good things happen. It just goes up and down like notes.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Alan Watts.
Love Alan Watts.
He did drink himself to death, but
Hey, that's
still.
the one weird rub with him. It's
Yeah.
like such a fucking enlightened dude.
But maybe that's the thing.
And then all
he knew
of a sudden
too much.
he was like, you know what? I'm just
Maybe it
going to
was a
drink
one-off.
myself to death. No, it wasn't a one.
Was it a one-off?
No, he
Nah.
was genius. So many.
No,
You-
one off on the drinking.
Oh,
You
no,
know, you
no,
could
no.
like
You could
years.
one off heroin or something, but drinking is like you drink yourself
You gotta
to
be a
death.
professional.
You're going in.
That's a bummer.
That is a bummer. I wonder why he. I guess there's a form of giving up or alcoholism. I don't know. It's a disease.
Yeah, and people get sad. You can be a genius and be sad.
That's true. And age, you never like age. You know, it's a wild thing.
Yeah.
We don't know what that's like. I mean, I know what it's like more than y'all, but only a little bit.
Yeah, you've lived, man.
I've lived. I know, but it's weird because you're just here now.
Yeah.
And so I'm just here now. You know, it's like you evolve, but you also devolve. Like there, like parts of you grow, and then other parts you forget about shit.
Yeah.
Like you don't take it all with.
That's a good point.
It's not just an upward trajectory.
Right.
It kind of goes like.
Right.
You know? Like, or it's a dance.
Yeah, I think you're right, but I think there is a core.
Yeah.
There's a core you in there. Even I watched my friend, he lives in Ireland now. He's like, well, I found these home videos we made, like little comedy videos we made when we were 7.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, all right, send it over. He sent one over, and I watched it. I just couldn't believe that was me.
Right.
It's such a weird time warp where you're like, whoa, I do have the same mannerisms. I don't remember this at all.
But
like,
none of that is you anymore. Like literally all your cells are different.
That's true.
Now.
But I still had some. I do on stage some stuff I was doing in that video.
Oh,
so
really?
like the meat of me, the bones are there, but literally the bones are there, but it's not. I was like, I don't even know this guy.
So that was when you were 7. You were already an entertainer.
Yeah, I guess so.
And did you grow up with your mom and dad and siblings or anything like that?
Yeah, older brother, mom, dad. Yeah, the whole thing.
They
Grew up in a
were
horrible neighborhood.
They were together though.
Yeah,
folks?
2-parent household.
Nice.
Which is the biggest privilege out there that nobody talks about. I guess because you can't blame anybody but the parent that left. But yeah, it's I weird childhood. Grew up in a bed and breakfast. Had people eating breakfast with us, like Chinese businessmen, traveling musicians, all
That's
that shit.
Cool though, or no?
It was cool, but after the romance goes away, you're like making the bed for these weirdos who are staying with you, and you're like, we had a transgender housekeeper, a transvestite, and horrible neighborhood. We got robbed all the time, so it was a weird upbringing. Like my friends would come over and be like, "What is this? You live in this giant house. Half of it doesn't work. There's a pigeon in here. There's a cracked window." Like the neighborhood's crazy.
You literally had breakfast with the guests every
Yeah, because I was getting ready for school. I'm eating Cocoa Puffs. My mom's whipping up pancakes because that's on the menu. And you're like, can I have a pancake? She's like, this is for the guests.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It'd be cool if you could have all the pancakes
That's
you
true.
want. I'm going. Let's go back in time and say, come on, Mom. Let him have all the pancakes he wants.
Right.
So what did your one brother, did you say?
Older brother, perfect son.
Perfect son. Golden
genius,
child.
Golden child, not funny, but golden child, straight A's, all that good stuff. Skipped his senior to high school just to go to college, full scholarship, Peace Corps in Africa. Now he has 2 kids, a wife who's a doctor, owns a big house in New Orleans,
Wow. So still the golden child.
Yeah, I mean, he's not funny or on TV.
Right.
But he's got 2 beautiful kids. And
he's killing it, though.
He's killing it, like on paper, he's killing it.
But you don't feel like he's killing it in actual facts.
Well, I don't know how happy he is. I mean, I hope he's happy, but I kind of followed my dream and was a drunk in my whole 20s and got mugged.
You got mugged a bunch. I know. I heard that.
Lived in Brooklyn and poor and all that. But like, I had a wild ride, and now I'm living in the Village, which was my dream, to live in the West Village and do comedy professionally. So I'm doing that.
You're on your way up.
Hey, thanks. Well, we'll see.
You're real talented, man.
I thought he's already up there.
No, he is up there, but he's on. But household name type shit.
I don't know. If
Maurice showed up.
What's up? Man?
I thought we were getting robbed.
How you doing?
we were just speaking about getting mugged in the Village.
Sit down.
Yeah. So, hey, what's up, Will? How
y'all doing?
Good to see you.
Yeah, this is your intervention.
Yeah, do we
got you dressed up?
Yeah, that's my new thing.
You got a date?
My new thing is suits.
I gotta watch my language.
Great.
I'm sorry.
No.
She can't. Oh.
She's deaf. We learned. What age do you think he is?
He knows.
Joe.
Yeah.
Well, he looked like he's in his 30s.
That's what I said.
Thank you, bro.
But he up there.
I'm 49. I just found out. I just found out.
Check his 23andMe. He got some black in him.
I'm 49. That's true. Lots. I'm proud of that. I wish I had more.
More what?
More black.
More penis?
No, I got a lot of that.
I could tell. He's got a hog on him.
You could tell.
Oh yeah. Well, when you don't have a big hog, I can see who does.
Wait, are you a penis whisperer?
I go right up to it. You're huge. Right in the little hole.
You do a show, the penis whisperer.
Right in the little hole.
Hey, just
Yeah.
go to
Is
girls.
that a glory
just
hole
go to girls.
joke? Nice.
Just go to girls and whisper theirs. Don't mess with him. Disappointment.
Oh, man.
That's great.
So when did you discover you were funny?
Oh, geez. Well, I don't know. I mean, when I was little, I just loved comedy. And you couldn't help but make jokes when you were little. And I felt like Dave Chappelle once said that when you're the youngest child, you're automatically the icebreaker of the family. And I totally relate to that. My
Right.
family was all serious. They read a lot. They're scientific, analytic, smart people.
Yeah.
And I was the doof. I would
Right.
slip or fake fall or whatever the hell just to break the tension.
And would you? Oh, really? Because it was
Yeah.
a tense household.
Tense household.
What'd the
Nobody joked. Nobody cracked wise or
What did
anything.
the folks do?
Both lawyers.
Okay,
So
yeah.
they're both just head in a book.
Everybody's really sort of straight down the middle,
Yes.
except you. So
Yeah.
where'd you get that from? Like, is there any extended family that has like the weird uncle or?
No, not really. I guess boredom, and I wanted attention, and the only way to get it was to make a zinger, and they weren't making them.
Right.
So
and when
I-
people would come in the bed and breakfast, would you perform for some
Oh,
of them?
totally,
So
totally.
that's kind of amazing. It was like you had this like oscillating audience
Yeah.
coming in and out.
I guess so, yeah. And my parents didn't really care. They were just like, oh, that's what he does, okay. And that just made me go, all right, I'm just going to keep doing it then. They weren't like, stop that, you know.
Right.
So I just kept doing it. And I got a high off the laugh, and, let's see if I can get a bigger laugh. And then you just keep trying to get better at it.
Right. When did you move to New York?
07,
And how old were you?
22.
So you were like New Orleans up till 22.
Well, the ceiling in New Orleans is like, what's that guy's name from Game of Thrones? Peter Dinklage height. It's a small ceiling down there. And, as you said, the crowd sucked. There's nowhere to perform. There's no comedy club. So I had to get out. And I
Was New York City like a big city too when you first came at 22, or you already experienced cities?
Well, New Orleans is a
Orleans
wild
is a
city. I
city.
grew up in a poor black
they
neighborhood.
show their breasts in New York, in New
yeah,
Orleans, right?
And they drink outside.
New Orleans
In
is the
ways
best. I
where
think it's one of the best cities. In
I think we're more
America.
dangerous than New York too.
Absolutely. No,
You mean like sinking, the city sinking in the water?
No, like crime.
Oh,
Yeah, it's more dangerous.
Yeah, definitely.
It used to be. I think now we're New York.
Well, now,
New
yeah.
York is kind of coming up in the ranks.
yeah, COVID. I mean, it's
Yeah.
wild out there now. There's shootings every day, and I'm glad I don't live in the Bronx.
So, 22. But what did you do after you graduated high school? Were you just performing, or did you go to college, or what?
I went to college because I thought I had to.
Yeah.
I went to 3 colleges because I failed so many times. I failed out. And I was such an alcoholic, and I lived in a house with 5 guys, and we would just get sloppy and play beer pong and play poker and all that shit, smoke weed.
classic white people shit.
Exactly, yeah. We would listen to Dave Matthews and do yoga and Pilates.
Wait, what did you study that you failed 3 times in?
I took all the bullshit core, like communications and TV. I took film. That was
That's everything you're doing right now.
I
Exactly.
guess, but I just took it because it was easy. I was like, oh, I don't have to read a book or know how to do a math problem.
What about drugs?
A lot of drugs.
Coke and shit?
Nah, I never got into the coke. I was too scared to love it, so I didn't get into it. Also, the guys I knew who did it were real messes.
It goes good with drinking, though.
I've
You
heard.
can drink a lot when you know.
I've heard.
I'm not
yeah.
suggesting
A lot
it,
with
by the way.
Coke?
I'm not suggesting it, but I'm just saying it's like a lot of times, like heavy drink, blackout drunks will find it because it'll be the thing they need to just.
Yeah, I got Adderall. I was an Adderall
Oh, that's
guy.
the same
so it's
thing.
like Coke Light.
It is Coke Light.
Diet
Actually,
Coke.
Adderall is more dangerous than Coke.
What do
you
you
ask
mean?
Me.
What do you take it for?
I think speed.
Speed?
I think
Oh,
speed is
okay.
way more dangerous than cocaine.
I'm sorry, what is Adderall?
Adderall.
What?
Speed. It's
I don't
meth.
know.
I
either.
don't do any drugs.
Meth.
It's prescribed for kids.
Adderall is
with,
meth?
With
Meth,
ADD.
yeah.
ADD kids
Adderall
take
sounds nicer than meth.
Well, they renamed it to give it to white people.
Brand-
Is it branding?
Branding.
Yeah, it's branding. It breaks the blood-brain barrier at a slower pace than actual crystal meth. But the difference between Adderall and crystal meth is not as far as people would like really wish it was.
Tylenol and beer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
maybe
aspirin.
it's a little bit less. It's probably not quite that similar, but I think Adderall is more dangerous than cocaine because cocaine is honest about what it is. Like if you do a bunch of cocaine, you're going to wake up 2 days later and feel worse than you've ever felt in your whole life. You're going to hate everything. So it has that natural safety of like going, it's the devil, but it goes like, hey, see what I am.
Right.
Whereas Adderall's like, oh yeah, you could just keep taking me. And then 5 years later, you realize you haven't slept in 5 years.
Yeah.
And you're like, what did I do with my life?
Yes.
You see what I mean?
And Adderall is from a doctor.
It's
How did
less
you get
honest. It's like,
the kids are dealing it. I mean, it's
yeah,
out there. It's prescribed.
It's easy to get.
Yeah.
It's alarmingly easy to get. Drugs work like this.
I have some if you need any.
Are you on it now?
No, I'm joking. But I have some in my house.
This side of the room doesn't take drugs.
I don't take drugs.
Never took. I never.
Never?
Other than pot, I never touched
Never.
anything.
I
Wow.
never touched anything myself.
Really?
Oh, man.
You're a virgin?
A virgin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Never a
never-
drink?
Did you? I got sober. I started going to meetings when I was 20 before I even turned.
Wow.
Before I was even legal.
That's a responsible kid to
Yeah.
know to go to the meeting.
Yeah, well, I was a professional musician in high school, so I played 5 nights a week in Cleveland
What?
bars and shit like that.
What
Yeah.
city?
Cleveland.
Oh, Cleveland,
Akron,
sorry.
Ohio, and I lived in Akron, Ohio, and played in Cleveland. And so by the time I was 20, I was like, I need to go to AA.
Whoa.
You
What
know,
is the order of drugs? What's worse? Crack, cocaine, like
Heroin.
Heroin is the worst.
Heroin, crack, cocaine, meth. Meth might be
makes you
worse.
hallucinate?
Meth is worse.
Acid.
Acid is
Acid.
not bad.
Acid's not bad.
Not if you microdose.
Acid sounds bad though.
It sounds
does.
bad because it sounds like acid.
Right?
Sounds like it would burn your face off.
Adderall
but
sound like, hey, you got tummy ache? Take some Adderall.
Right. Well, that's because the drug companies know to
They know
sell
what
it
to
like
say.
that. But
Yeah.
acid's off the street, baby.
So
like
the
if
worst
a
one
drug
is-
company marketed acid, they would call it Blumenol.
Yeah.
Blumenol. Get your
wait.
Side effects may include.
Blumenol.
Seeing
Side
elephants.
effects may include seeing a siren pop out of the street.
Right.
So heroin is the top worst.
Yeah.
The number one.
No,
Yes.
no.
Let the experts speak,
I would
please.
say meth.
Meth is number
Crystal
above
meth.
heroin.
you can do
crystal
heroin
meth.
once and die.
That's true. Yeah, okay. I
Really?
don't know.
And you're
But that's
addicted after
because you're
one.
doing it wrong.
Because you don't know how to do it or
You
how
can do
much
any
to
drug
take.
once and die, right?
Exactly.
I guess you're right, but
I
it's
was looking-
common.
Yeah, like actually, like if they prescribe,
Joseph's leaning in for this
if
one.
they prescribe opiates, like you could, they don't actually damage your liver the same way. Like even alcohol is more damaging on your liver than some opiates.
That's true.
you
That's
know?
true.
So it just depends. But the propensity to overdose is extreme with like street heroin.
yeah.
So
yeah.
heroin is most
maybe
addictive.
It's probably the,
Oh, yeah. But meth is
So is
bad. Your
meth.
teeth fall out. Your hair falls out. You start scratching your face. You ever
That sound like crack.
well, I think
Yeah,
there's-
that same
there's-
thing.
they're similar. It's a white
You
powder.
know, remember they used to say crack kills?
Yeah.
Most of the crackheads in my neighborhood, they still around.
Yeah.
They're doing it wrong.
They're
Like they
Resilient.
they still like crack.
I don't
must
think they'd
have,
be taking crack.
crack must have antioxidants in it because these crackheads are still around
Yeah.
and
Right.
lugging 300-pound TV sets up 10 flight of steps.
When did you get sober?
I'm not sober.
Oh, you're not.
I'm hungover right now.
Oh, really?
But
But you stopped being a blackout drunk?
yeah,
or-
stop being a blackout. So I
Yeah.
just toned it down. I kept it. What do you call it? Moderation.
You found moderation.
Yes.
How'd you do that? I'm not good with that.
I'm sorry, not good with what?
Moderation.
For me, I'm not good either, but it's the hangovers that got me.
I know.
So I love drinking, and when I'm drinking, I don't want to stop, but I just think about that next day.
Right.
Oh, you know I'm good in moderation. I'm good with sex in moderation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not my fault.
Did you start having it again?
I don't-
Last time I talked to you, you haven't had it in a while.
I haven't had it again.
Really?
Well, last time I had some was this New Year's Eve,
Uh-huh.
and then
Jesus.
That's a
yeah, and then
long
COVID
time
hit.
ago.
That me and my girl didn't see each other. Then we broke up,
Yeah.
and now I'm back on the hanger in the closet. Hang my penis in the closet.
For anyone listening, Will
no
Sylvan stopped by. That's the weird voice.
Good point.
For people, who is
turn
this
one of these?
guy?
Why you
this
announce me
guy?
during the penis announcement? Not the crack cocaine.
So you got this girl, and she like said, "Hey, why don't we make this a monogamous thing?"
Yeah, from the get-go, she was kind of like, "Hey, let's get serious. We have a connection. We're meant for each other. All that shit."
And were you surprised because of the age difference that this was a mature situation in a way?
No, I think girls are kind of known to do that.
They're advanced.
Yeah, and
you got that joke about that, which is like what's that joke about that? Like where girls are like, or guys get accused of being like too aggressive.
Oh yeah,
but girls are too aggressive in the commitment way.
Yes,
right?
exactly. I can't remember the bit, but that's my joke. Yeah, I wish I could remember. I should know my own material.
You really, really should.
Yeah, that's an old bit.
Also didn't come prepared.
Yeah.
They go hard with the commitment, you know.
They go hard.
They want to get married, and we're like, let's do anal. Yeah. You know, it's something like that. Like, we go hard with the sex.
Yeah.
I think it's a biology thing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But how soon did she pull that on you, like the serious?
Not that soon. Like, she's not in the wrong at all. I'm a child.
Yeah.
You know, and she's a pedophile. But because she wants me.
Right.
But yeah, she's just ready to settle down and all that, as I think a lot of ladies are.
Oh, this is your girl now?
Yeah.
Did people judge the age difference? Did you get any judgment? What
How
about your folks are good with it?
They're cool with it. Yeah.
How old is she?
She's 30. I'm 37.
That's not
Dude,
a fucking
Are you
age.
serious?
Dude,
Come
that's
on.
not.
You brought
you're
it up. I
calling
don't
it
know.
at an age difference.
Well, it is a difference.
Oh God! I was like,
Well, when I was 20, she was 13. That's something.
all right.
But I didn't meet her until I was 33.
I'm like thinking you're dating a 21-year-old or something like this.
No.
So not that I would judge that. It'd be fine if you were, but
That is a weird thing that we judge.
yeah, it is weird. that
Women
we-
get so mad about that,
Did-
but I'm like, she likes him.
Hey, did
also.
you take her to meet the folks?
I did.
Wow.
Yeah, which is
What-
all very scary.
That is scary. I know with the lawyer parents, it's like they're so judgy, those lawyers.
Sure.
Because they're in front of judges all the time.
Right.
So they got to be judgy.
Yeah,
So
I get it.
Did they get along?
Yeah, they got along, and my parents are tough cookies, too.
I know, I could tell.
They're tough. They don't laugh. They don't give a lot. They're not warm. Like,
Wow.
I'll tell a story. My mom goes, "Oh yeah." And I'm
Wow.
like, "Man, I just poured my heart out there, you crazy cunt." But
No sense of humor?
not real. I mean, she's a laugher, but if she won't fake it.
And will she listen to this podcast and go, "You jerk"? How did
I
you
hope not.
Does she fake other things?
No, my dad's not happy either. But they're just tough. They're just tough to get a rise out of. You know? Which makes you bring the heat as a comic, as a kid. You know, you
Yeah.
really got to work to get that laugh.
Right. Well,
Like,
maybe that's why you're good.
Maybe, but I remember it's fun to take girlfriends to meet my parents because they're like trying to impress them, and then my girlfriends are like, "I'm bombing out here." I'm like, "Look at my childhood, whore. This is my whole life." And I'm like, "It's not you, it's them." But I'm glad someone else gets to see it.
I'm glad you know my pain now.
Yes.
Are you gonna get married? You think?
I guess. I mean,
Seems like it.
what else could I do?
You got.
Hopefully-
to.
yeah, I
Have
don't
you
know.
asked?
There's no
yet?
rush.
Wait a minute, I want to ask.
It's been
Tell
years,
her.
bro.
She's 30.
He was talking about this relationship on Rogan 400 years ago.
Back when she was 24.
That was back when she was 20.
Wait, I want to ask, when she met your parents, was it your idea? Was it her idea? Whose idea to meet your parents?
It was a bad idea.
It was
I guess
her
it's-
idea.
Yeah, it's not never my idea.
Come on. Gotta
I
be
don't
her
give a
idea.
Hey, you know what we should do today? Meet my parents.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's her idea because that
Guys
takes,
never say that.
That takes the relationship to the next level.
Should
It's
we
like,
fuck or meet my parents?
Hey, you know what we should do? We should go tuxedo and wedding shopping. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Not that I'm going to propose. I'm just saying, just in case.
I don't get marriage. Like we're together. What is this ring gonna do? I don't get it.
It means
Yeah.
now if you cheat, now you really cheat.
I'm going to get
Is that
shit
what it
for
is?
saying
I don't
this.
know.
It takes it to the next
But
level.
I have a child and I'm not married, and I was like,
when are you going to get married?
The child is right there. Why do we need to get what more?
That's a contract.
Exactly. But no, you need to
But it's such a not the least romantic thing on the planet. Let's sign some shit. Let's get the government involved.
all these
Let's
people
make it legal.
we don't care about. Yeah, it's like
Yeah, it's not fairy tale romance.
Well, then you hear about the tax breaks. You get like, yeah, all right, it's not bad out there.
But then that's obvious that the government wants you to do it, which also seems fishy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get it, but it's a gal thing, and I know I'm generalizing, but it is.
And you're gonna get hitched soon. I can tell.
I
can tell.
Yeah, you
man.
can see he's
I
already
can know.
passed.
I can just tell, dude.
the wise man.
Yeah.
It's just scary because I'm not good at getting out of things.
That'll make it harder and harder.
She's got you by the ball.
So you're gonna get in trouble.
Yeah. She's a great gal and a catch, and I'm happy to be with her. I'm lucky to be with her. It's just I don't get the marriage thing. It's not for me, but I guess you got to do it.
Yeah. Are you gonna have kids?
I guess.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
I mean, do you want kids?
I don't know. I think you got to
This
do
guy
it
doesn't
before
know.
they become retarded, right? There's a clock ticking, you know, right? I mean, people get offended by that. I'm like, isn't that just biology? I don't know.
But Joe, isn't the marriage thing in this country at least a lot to do about God and religion more than?
I guess.
But women
Yeah.
like it. They've
like
glommed
it.
onto this
Right.
this
Yeah.
fucking
You
tradition.
guys living together?
Yeah.
Nice. Sounds great, man.
It's
I'm
great. She's a
happy
great
for you.
gal. We're gonna hang out tonight, watch the debates, have a few pops, maybe eat each other out, the whole thing.
I
but
love it. Can I come over? Or?
sure, but I don't want that big dong in my house. You sit over there.
It'll still reach you.
So when you moved to New York at 22, right?
Yeah.
And then like when did you start going and doing comedy? Like
In New York, the
officially?
first night I got there.
First night. So you're
No.
already doing it in New Orleans.
Yeah, that's why I moved. Just solely for comedy.
And so were you already like getting good in New Orleans at it? Or
I was one of the guys in New Orleans, but I was in a bubble. And then
Yeah.
I moved to New York. I bombed for 2 years.
Oh, you did.
Oh, yeah.
It was bad.
It was bad. And here's the weird thing. I bombed everywhere. I was like, man, I don't get it. I was killing in New Orleans.
Oh, right.
And I was. It was literally 2 years of just bombing every night, feeling bad, just being laying in bed going, oh, did I make a mistake? I'm so sad. I can't get a laugh. And then I just snapped on stage. Some guy
Right.
heckled me in the front row, and I just went off on him, and I started killing,
Right.
going off on the guy. So that's what I had to break that wall. I built a shell that I was in.
A Seinfeld show.
Yes.
Yeah.
And once I broke through that, I was killing.
Yeah.
And I needed that guy to call me a homo or whatever he called me, and it triggered me to just snap, and I became myself
Your
on stage.
shadow came into the
Yes.
into the picture.
If you see him today, would you thank him?
No, he was a piece of shit. But
But he woke up the shadow.
He got it. I was doing a lot of like, what's the deal with, have you ever noticed? Why do we call it a couch and then a sofa? And everybody's like, ugh, I hate this cornball. And then this guy started going nuts on me, and I was like, fuck you. And I just kind of had a meltdown because I was so angry.
Superhero. The gamma rays hit you, and
Yes.
you became the Hulk.
Don't
That's
make me
it.
angry.
Nice.
Yeah. So ever since then, I changed my whole act and view.
And how'd you reapproach it? When you
Just be you more. The way you are with your friends, be that guy on stage.
just be more laid back.
Yeah, I thought I had to present this comedy guy,
Right.
you know, this stand-up comedian persona, yeah.
It's all your personality.
That's it. But it took me snapping to let that happen.
Yeah. Where'd you get your voice is wild. Do you hear that a lot?
Yeah, it's a bummer. I got a weird voice.
No, it's great.
Try to pick up a lady with this
That's
thing.
a strength.
I don't know.
It's a
Hey,
signature. It's
wanna
a
fuck?
signature.
Thanks. It's working in that way. Like I'll be at a store sometimes, and the cashier's like, give me a weird look, and I'll be like, how much is that? And he's like, oh, the voice. I know you're a comic. And I'm like, oh yeah. So the voice is more than the face.
Yeah.
You got like an old school voice.
Yeah, it's
right?
an old school, yeah, it's like-
and I promise you that we'll bring this country back on its feet.
I can't put my finger on
Yeah.
it, but you sound like
And
someone
big
else.
penises for everyone.
We're gonna get rid of these Jews.
Whoa.
Oh, sorry. Shit.
Ehud's a Jew.
I love the Jews.
Non-practicing Jew.
Ah, best kind.
Right.
Well, the Orthodox are terrifying. Let's be honest. Any extreme of any religion is terrifying.
Yeah.
ISIS, the super Christians.
Yeah. Yeah, people that can't, yeah. That
Republicans.
No sense of humor, people.
No sense
Yeah.
of humor, people.
I used to live
All
around
across the board.
I used to live in Crown Heights, and these Jews would be like, because I lived on the black side. There was a black side and a Jewish side. I lived on the black side, and I'd walk home at 4 a.m. shit-faced, and they would pull up in a minivan, with the yarmulkes, the tassels, and everything, and they would be like, "What are you doing? Get in!" And I go, "I'm not Jewish." I'm like, "Ugh," and they'd slide the door closed and drive off. I was like, "Oh, I thought you cared about me."
Was it like the A-team of Jews?
Yeah,
the A-team?
yeah. The J-team.
The J-team.
Get it.
Yeah, it was bad.
That's
and I would go, "Excuse me, sir, do you know how to get to 14th Avenue?" And he would look at me and go, "You Jewish?" I go, "No." He goes, "Never heard of it." And I walk a block and it hit 14th Avenue. I go, "Motherfucker."
That's funny.
They're very secular.
So what happened when you moved to New York? You got mugged a bunch.
Yeah, 3 times in like a year.
In what neighborhoods?
One in Crown Heights, one in Canarsie, and one in Hell's Kitchen.
Just because you were blackout drunk?
That's what it was. I don't even blame these guys. I was a sitting duck. I mean, I brought it on myself. One time I went to Rudy's on 9th Ave. I don't know if it's a great bar. Free hot dog with every beer. So I was so broke, I needed the food, and I wanted to get drunk. So I would do that. And I got shit-faced, and I was walking to the subway. I'm broke. I'm a nobody. I'm 23, 24 years old. I see a little doorway, and I go, "I'm going to take a little nap. Just a quick nap before I head home. Sure, it's 3 a.m., but I'll take a little nap." And I pass out, and I wake up, and like 4 guys are going through my pockets and stuff. And I go, "Oh, what are you doing?" And then one of them goes, "He's waking up." And I went out again. And, they got my phone, my keys, my wallet, my joke book, my pen. They got everything.
Your shoes.
Yeah, and it was, how hard it is to get back to your house when you have no wallet? Because, all right, my Metro card's gone. I'll just buy one. Oh, I can't buy one. I got no credit card. And so I had to jump the turnstile, get home, beg my roommate for $20, buy a Metro card, go to the bank. It's a nightmare. Get a new phone.
Imagine you'd get arrested for jumping the turnstile, end
Right.
up in jail, no ID.
Right.
It's just like
Yeah.
the way things can go wrong.
Exactly.
So what's your technique to moderate the drinking? How is that work? Because that's notoriously doesn't work out for most people.
Trust me, I've
and
slipped.
denial's not a river in Egypt. You ever heard that one?
I have. I like it. I love jokes like that. What the ghost eat for dessert? Blueberry pie. I grew up on that shit. I would read those books all night.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Blueberry pie.
But yeah, it's true. But don't worry. I've blacked out many times since I've tried not to. But
Right.
I have so many things to do now that when I'm hungover, I just can't do these things. I have I
Right.
got this. I got a podcast over here. I gotta do a shoot with a guy. I gotta do a thing over there with a realtor, and then the bank needs me, whatever. So I've kind of set my life up to have a bunch of things to do in the day. And if I'm hungover, I just can't get them done. And the guilt, my God, the guilt.
The guilt.
So
Guilt, shame, and remorse.
I'll have that 7th beer, and I go, just put it down, because tomorrow you're going to hate yourself, and I just put it down. Because I've had so many mornings where you wake up, and you're like, one eye's open, your head's throbbing, you hate yourself, your dick's bleeding, your asshole hurts, you don't know what happened. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just guilt, and you got to remember that guilt. But trust me, I want to do it. That's why I wish I liked weed. Weed, you wake up, you're fine.
I like weed. I just quit weed again, though.
Why, you were getting unproductive?
Yeah, because it just makes you paranoid, and I don't know. I like to reset it. The thing I do lately is kava. And
Kava?
I go to this kava bar on 10th Street.
What's that?
It's a root drink, and it's an intoxicant.
Come on.
It's a bar for alcoholics
It's a
without
bar.
alcohol.
Yeah,
What?
a lot of addict people go there and drink, but you get kind of this weird buzz.
Is it like CBD?
Tastes like shit.
It's a little it's like CBD in a way, not really, but in that realm of like
Whoa.
things that aren't that bad for you. CBD is actually good for you, but
Yeah.
like, and maybe kava's not even bad for you, but
It's
they
just not-
also have
not
kratom.
narcotic.
They have kratom as
Oh,
well.
that stuff's addictive. I've heard.
And that is addictive, and I've had habits with that before.
Is that
Yeah.
the tea?
That's the tea.
It's horrendous.
It's yeah, but when you're an addict, it's like.
So what do you get addicted to with the kratom? It does something or not?
Yeah, it does something.
It does get you a little.
yeah.
a little
Yeah, it's like
hot.
it has an
He
opiate.
took me once. I had like 8 and nothing happened.
Oh, good.
And it cost me $100, so I might as well would have bought
It is
pot.
it is
Yeah.
expensive.
And like,
it's expensive.
yeah.
I thought it was kratom.
Well, maybe it is. I don't know. I like
I
I call it kratom, but it could be kratom.
Isn't kratom like the hot chocolate?
See, the thing is with kratom though, or kratom or whatever, is like it also, like, it's a pre-workout. I've seen people in, like, yoga studios taking it right before the yoga class because it also can, like, help with exercise. So it's this weird drug that's, like, has a negative side to it because it's habit forming, but it's not like it's almost dangerous. Again, it's dangerous the way I was talking about Adderall being dangerous because it doesn't really fuck you up that bad.
Right.
So it's easy to get into a habit of it.
Exactly.
And all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're like, whoa, I'm addicted to something. What the hell?
Aha.
So that can happen.
Okay. I'm going to try this kava.
Well, you know, I'll take you there sometime.
Take
if
me.
You want. Yeah, I would love to.
I want to roll with you.
Yeah,
I'll put on a suit.
The suit thing is new. Usually I wear athletic gear and stuff like that.
Weird.
We can wear jogging pants, too. Or unless you want to wear a suit.
I don't want to wear jogging pants.
All right, let's wear a suit.
All right.
There's a sale at Century 21, by the way. They're going out of
They're
business.
going
Is
out
that
of
right?
Yeah, they're going out of business.
Union Square?
No.
Downtown Tribeca.
Tribeca.
Wall Street? Tribeca. Okay.
Wall Street area.
Yeah.
All right, I'm down.
Yeah, they're going out of business.
Whoa. So
Yeah.
it's like a Exodus sale?
Everything must go.
Ooh.
All sales
All
are
suits
final.
must go.
Oh, I'm in.
Yeah.
May get rid of my lawsuits, too.
Yeah.
All right. That's a cheesy joke. Cool. Let's do it. I'm down.
Yeah.
I need some suits.
How long before you got into the comedy scene in New York City, where like we had Ian Fidance like a year ago, and he was just telling back then how he got into the cellar, like the whole process, and you got to get approved, and this
It's tough.
And how did that work for you? Like, what's that scenario like in New York?
It's a big process, and it's so incremental. It's like gradual. You know, when you're a kid and you put the notches on the wall, and you're like, I'll never be tall. But if you just keep going, it'll gradually happen, and then before you know it, you're at full height or whatever. But yeah, I just got into one club, and each club was a different hurdle, and you just kept going. And my whole thing is like, what else am I doing? You know, like a lot of guys, like I did comedy for 2 years. Yeah, I had some good times, and I did this and I did that, but it didn't pay the bills. And I'm like, yeah, but I have no plan B. This is it. So, yeah, it didn't pay the bills for me either, but I just keep going.
That's what you need to do.
That's what you need to do.
That's
if
what
you really like it.
Artists need to do.
Yes,
you know?
exactly.
It's
There's no end game. What's the end game? Like, oh, I'll be a zillionaire and do Carnegie Hall every night. But even if you do that, then what?
Then what? Look at Eddie Murphy, for instance.
There you go. He's thinking about coming back.
Yeah, like your success can also limit you. So it's just all about keeping going. Like I think he's some sort of you can be intimidated by the success of your past to the point where you like silence yourself because you're afraid you can't like live up to your own hype or whatever.
And I've saw many people just go whoop and just pass everybody, and just something about them. They had charisma, they were the right look or whatever, and they just zoomed up and now they're gone.
Right.
So I'd rather, and I was jealous, and I was like, oh, I wish that happened to me, and blah, blah, blah. But I think it's good to just incrementally, gradually go up. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I just like doing comedy. So if I can do this and I'm not rich and famous, I'm still doing the thing I love to do.
Listen, if you got something in this world that you love to do, you're ahead of the curve.
That's
so many
true.
people are just bored out of their minds with no place to go and no clue as to what they want to do, or not even able to come close to like doing what they really want to do.
Right.
So if you're already there, that's a huge form of success already, regardless of what it looks like on paper.
Yeah, completely. And I'm already consider myself lucky. I live in New York City. I'm paying my rent with stand-up.
Yeah,
I'm good, man. I'm good. I don't need to be, nor do I want to be famous and be, you know, on TMZ every day. All that shit seems horrible.
Yeah, where do you perform?
All the comedy clubs.
When they used to have performances.
You name it. Gotham, Cellar, The Stand, Caroline's, Stand Up New York, anywhere that would have me. And places like this. I did millions of these kind of rooms.
You got a podcast?
Yeah.
What's that like? You do story time or something with Mark Norman?
Yeah.
How does it go?
Me and a friend, we both had crazy stories, and we would go to diners and hang out after shows and talk, and we were like, this is funny stuff. Like, he would tell one, I would tell one, and then we were like, it was his idea. He's like, we should do a podcast where we talk to comics and then get their stories, because every comic's got crazy stories.
Okay.
Just like musicians.
Yeah, and you get to be funny while telling it, and you've told it so many times, you've kind of put jokes in it. So we thought, hey, let's get comics on and just have a big discussion and tell stories. And then we couldn't get a lot of comics because of scheduling snafus, and everybody's on the road and whatever. So then we would just have to do an hour together, and then we kind of built this rapport and this language just from being funny together. And
it's like a two-man act kind of thing.
Yeah, and then it just grew. And now when we have guests, people go, ugh, go back to YouTube.
Oh, really?
So then we just kept it as us.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So that's...
Is that why you never had me back?
Yeah, they hated you.
Yeah, they hated you.
And
I mean, we didn't have you back. You just showed up. Will.
Plus, we don't have any black comics on. Come on.
Yeah,
but
that's
Will's our black guy.
Yeah,
we have a quote only room for one though.
And if Will dies, we got that guy. So yeah, but yeah,
there's a waiting list if Will dies.
Yeah.
Oh man, what's the podcast called?
Tuesdays with Stories.
Oh, okay. Nice.
With Joe List.
Is it video?
I'm trying to get him on the podcast.
He'll do it.
Is it video or is it just audio only?
It's video now. We avoided video for a long time because we like just being in the people's ears, but all these people said, like, I only watch YouTube for podcasts, so we had to do it.
Man, so I was just listening to this Ethan Hawke TED Talk today. You remember Ethan Hawke?
Hell yeah.
Of course,
I love Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, but it sounds like a boring TED Talk.
Nah, dude, it's the best thing. It's like awesome, super inspiring. He talks about Allen Ginsberg and talks about Allen Ginsberg going on this like show with this conservative guy. I forget, William F. Buckley.
Oh yeah, I know.
And Allen Ginsberg was doing this Hinduism thing and like playing a harmonium and doing like Hare Krishna chanting, and then he was like. The next day, everyone in America was making fun of this like dirty hippie like singing Hare Krishna on William F. Buckley's thing, and Ginsberg goes back to like New York intelligentsia, and everyone's like making fun, like going like, "Hey man, you're like the laughing stock of America," and Allen Ginsberg is like, "That's my job. I'm supposed to like make people think and wake people up. Like that's the job of the artist. Like to." And so the whole premise of his TED Talk was like, don't be afraid to suck.
Yeah.
Like don't be afraid to just put yourself out there and do your thing. And like that's like such a great energy to come from with creativity, is like just being able to like do something and not worry about if it's good or not. Don't limit yourself.
I agree.
Just go for it. And I feel like comedians face that more than almost anybody.
Yeah, well, that's part of the job, and also, and now everything's so documented. Everybody's got their phones filming you and everything, that they'll put out that part,
right? And
then they ruin you, and they go, "This guy's not funny. Look at how weird he is. Why would I ever go see this guy?" And you're like, "Yeah, but if I do that enough, I get to this special place, and that guy you seem to love. So let me just get there."
Right.
So that's the hard part about comedy. Sometimes people will see it and they'll go, "This was horrible. This is weird. I don't get it." And you're like, "I know, but the only way for me to work it out is in front of you."
Mm-hmm.
And you happen to see the workout part. But on the special, you'll see the finished product.
Yeah.
Like you said, you watched my special and you thought it was funny. You know how many of those jokes died for weeks and weeks before I got them right?
Right.
And that's just part of the game.
Yeah,
like an athlete gets to train and practice behind closed doors.
And when you're doing the material that you're doing, it is really edgy. Like, so for you, like, I imagine you're on the wrong side of that edge.
Yeah,
a lot,
all the time,
too.
all the time.
So what do you do when that stuff gets out there? Because you landed on the comedy special, you've landed it where it's definitely still edgy, but it's in my opinion going on the right side of that line of the edge. It's never offending me. I think I just thought it was funny as hell. But like, you must do it where it is fucked up.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Like?
But luckily I'm not famous enough for that to be out there.
Yeah.
But if I was famous, that's why these guys like
the
Dave
Louis
thing.
Yeah.
He got fucked, and the Dave Chappelle, he puts the phone in the bags thing now.
Right.
Because you got to do it. We're working out here.
Yeah.
It's not all a finished product, and if you don't want to see the workout, don't come.
What are your tricks to like get yourself into that space where you're not afraid to like face that social shame?
I just do the tried and true act then. If I'm not feeling up for it, this fight or this bomb or this person thinking I'm a piece of shit, I just got to go. I can just do the tried and true that they'll like, because I still have that in my back pocket.
Right.
But the fun stuff is that edge. That's why you got into it. That's what you want to work on. But it hurts, you know. Like, not only do they not laugh, they don't like you.
Yeah.
And the whole kind of point of comedy is like, let me win these guys over, get them to like me, get them to laugh. So it's tough. It's tough sometimes, but when you when you land it, and you figured it out, there's no better feeling.
I'm thinking of that story you told on Rogan about going to the guy's wedding and he told you to be like really edgy or whatever, or be brutal, and like
brutal.
And he gave you the dirt on all his friends, and you're like up there calling. Like,
true story. You know, Will, nobody really wants a comic. They're picturing in their head like you killing up there and the whole crowd high-fiving the booker like, that was a great show. Oh, man, where'd you find this guy? But it's not that. It's you in an awkward position. You're going to zing and zang and do what you got to do to get by, and it's not always great.
Also, people think that you're a comic. You could just turn it on and off. Like, they'll have you do – I have people ask me to do shows. Oh, yeah, well, I want to do a show I sell cars, and so – people gonna be by the cars they want to buy, and just come out and do jokes.
Oh my God!
Right.
I'm like, that's not how comedy.
That's not how it works.
Well, so you're not a comic? I'm like, no, that's not.
Yeah.
They just think that you could just walk to a parking lot, and just look at this guy's tie, look at this guy's shoes. Like that's
right. Not. Yeah. One thing I found though is if you're on the outside of that, it's hilarious. Like if you're in the parking lot making jokes, you're going to bomb, and everybody's going to go, what the hell? Who's this guy? This guy sucks. But if I filmed you doing that and presented it, that would be hysterical.
But the joke's on you, though.
Yeah, the joke's on you. But if you're willing to suck it up for that moment and then have the video be great, it's worth it.
It's just crazy the similarities between songwriters and comedians, where a songwriter will have an album out, do a record release show, play the album, and then keep on doing the shows. And if he gets the song wrong or something goes wrong, it's not a big deal. It's a successful night. But for comics, you really are rehearsing for that one show where everything's got to go perfect. And you could technically, every performance is like, I'm just trying it out. It might be terrible. And there's no satisfaction. Almost.
Yeah, it's a weird art form, comedy.
It is. You need reaction from the audience every like 30 seconds or even faster. Whereas a songwriter, you need it every few minutes, and then even then, if you can sense, okay, they're not really loving me, you could just go right into the next song.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't even fucking matter. Like,
exactly.
You know, like,
and if you watch Will murder for like 20 minutes, let's say you watch Will, and you go, wow, this guy's killing, and he's killed from jump and to the end. All those laughs were worked out somewhere and failed all along the way over many months and many years, and it was humiliating, but you got there. And that's why these guys don't change their act for 10 years, because they're like, I got this working. It was a hell to get here, but why I can't change now? I can't start a new hour.
The Jay Leno thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's your writing process like? How do you when does a joke strike you? What's that like? Or when, like the Mitch Hedberg thing, like when I'm like think of something funny, I gotta either like get up or convince myself it's not that funny.
Yeah.
That one? Like what's your situation with that?
I have a thing pop in. You know, that's what really the innate part of being a comic is. They say, were you born funny? Where does it come from? Can anybody be funny?
Right.
I think the real innate thing is hearing something and go, there's something there.
Right.
Anybody can write a joke or figure out how to make a joke or whatever, but the innate thing, the gift is, I think there's something there, and then you got to tool with it and noodle with it, and 9 out of 10 times it doesn't work. But sometimes you get that perfect thing. Like I had a joke that Will actually pushed on where I was talking to a friend, and he's Mexican, like from Mexico, and I was telling my other friend, I go, hey, this guy's from Mexico. He's right off the boat. And I go, well, it's more of a truck, you know, because there's no boat going back and forth. It's a truck. And the joke bombed, and then I did it on a Zoom show or something with you, and Will heard it, and I was like, maybe that joke's got no legs. And you were like, no, there's something there. And then we did this whole thing about off the boat. What about the settlers? The Native Americans must have been like, oh, these fucking British. They're right off the boat, you know. And then we kind of started playing with it, and I was like, there is something here, and now it's working.
Oh yeah.
But I needed you to tell me because I was going off the reaction of the crowd.
I'm the joke whisperer.
He is. I'm the dick whisperer. He's the joke whisperer.
How are you finding Zoom shows and all that? Is it a nightmare, or are you like okay with it?
It's a way to work the muscle a little bit, you know, but it's kind of a nightmare.
So where's the next performance going to be, or when is it?
It's all, I mean, I perform every weekend. It's outdoors. It's on a roof. It's in a field. It's in a park, a parking lot. So.
Oh, yeah. So you're still doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Don't
booked
you have
all
a show
weekend.
tonight?
What's that?
Don't you have
I got a show tonight in Brooklyn on a roof.
Wow. And how many people show up?
I think it's sold out. It's like, I think they're allowed 50, you know, with the social dist and all that crap.
Nowadays, it's easy to sell a show out.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Everyone's a sellout.
Oh, yo, we sold 5 tickets. It's sold out.
Right, right.
So that is what's happening with the arts is people are just like doing it on a roof or doing it in the park and this, that, and the other.
And I think it's weeded a lot of these hobbyists out a little bit because, you know, there's no glitz and glamour anymore, and you got to like really like it to want to do this roof bullshit.
Right. That's cool.
Yeah, weird times.
Fucking weirdest times, man.
Yeah, but hopefully we get through it. I'm hearing 25% is allowed indoors in like
soon,
October.
And outdoor dining all through the winter, I guess.
The heat lamp guy is gonna clean up.
Yeah, it's a good time to invest in heat lamps.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. The heat lamps.
I cleaned up on Purell.
Yeah.
Stock. Yeah.
For real?
Oh yeah.
Did you really?
Nah.
No.
I want to be that guy though. Like, oh, I got in early on Apple, but I'm not that guy.
Where's the show in Brooklyn?
Way out in Bushwick on Broadway, and
it's supposed to rain tonight. I don't want to rain on your parade.
Oh, really? Well, then it'll be canceled. I don't have to go. But
when's the debate?
Tonight at 9.
Okay.
Tonight at 9.
Which
so
doesn't that seem late for those old fogies?
Maybe they're doing it.
Who are you rooting for? You don't gotta say.
I just want to watch these two bumbling retards go at it.
It's gonna be so funny. Like that's high entertainment.
It really is.
It really is.
Talk about a comedy act.
Yeah, it's gonna be like two old guys fighting over a handicap spot. You know. Yeah, it's a comedy special.
Well, where do you think freedom of speech is headed?
It almost feels like we're gonna have two camps. You know, just like the people who want to say funny shit and weird shit and dark shit, which is going to be the internet, podcasting, YouTube, and then there's just going to be these people who don't like it, who I guess are just sad, and miserable, and you know, and they're all going to end up policing each other and then fighting each other, and you're like, what are you doing? Hug your kids, kill yourself.
But do you think that do you feel like there's danger in you not being able to do what you do?
There would be if there was no internet. Thank God for the internet, you know, because these gatekeepers are so scared. I think these like networks, because they got sponsors and they got a bottom line. You know, they got to pay the bills, so they can't have you saying retard or whatever. Which I get. You know, they're just trying to cover their ass. They don't actually give a shit about the compassion for retarded people. They're just like, you're gonna get us in trouble, you know. So you can put it on YouTube and still have a voice.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean,
let's hope so. But
maybe it'll change. I don't know.
That could change too, though.
Yeah, that's true.
We could become like China.
No. But listen, the internet isn't foolproof. I mean,
no, you're right.
I'm going to give a bad example, but like Trump is banning TikTok, so that's an internet app that all of a sudden you can't download. So that they could take, you know, anything could be taken away.
Yeah, you're right.
Just shut off the server farms wherever the hell they are, and there goes YouTube and Google. I mean,
but I would secretly love if that happened, because then we could just go back to being in a comedy club and living in that moment and listening to a comedy show and not recording it. And which I'd be fine with in a weird way. I think maybe we all need a little of that. Maybe we get rid of Twitter and all that shit and Facebook, and we might be better off.
Probably.
Do you ever take breaks from social media?
I should. I use it. Maybe I'm the product, but I use it to, you know, gain fans or put funny content out and shit like that.
But it's a double-edged sword, because it's a thing that we all of us, we want to be self-employed, right?
Yes.
You don't want to depend on anybody, a promoter. Now comics are like selling out through social media that we need, and now we go to the clubs and like sell out, but then, hey, don't record my set.
Right.
So,
right.
You know.
Yeah, it's the one medium where you're like, God forbid you record the comic. It's the end for the comic.
It is, yeah. It's
where
a horrible
music
move.
is bootlegged every single fucking night. Every show of the Grateful Dead tour, beginning to end, fuck ups, it's all out there.
Yeah.
But not with comics.
But the thing is, the Grateful Dead, or whoever is in the Grateful Dead now, isn't making a Puerto Rican guy joke. You know?
Well, and songs aren't blown if you heard it once. Like with comedy, it's like once you know it, it's like it's you know, that's why they got to write a new hour every year.
Right.
You got to put out a new album.
Yeah, but
Not every year.
But people want the old songs.
They want the hits.
You're, as a musician, you're like trying to like, here's my new shit. People are like, nah, play that first shit I heard. That's what I want to hear.
They don't want to hear new shit. They want to hear old shit.
Yeah, like play that first song you made over and over again for the rest of your fucking life. life.
Yes, exactly.
That's it.
There's no stairway to heaven with comedy.
Yeah. Exactly. All right, man. Well, thanks for doing it.
All right.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, really appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me. I hope this was all right.
Yeah.
We'll head down to Century 21.
Yeah, and I'll take you to the Kava bar.
Yeah, let's hit some Kava.
Yeah.
I'll take you to the green tea
Thank
bar.
you, Will,
Yeah.
for
Will.
introducing Mark.
Yeah.
Mark is one of my favorite comics, man.
Oh,
He's
hey,
dope.
come on.
Yeah, check him out.
Hey, and Will's not bad.
What about your social media? You want to plug that or anything?
Yeah, get off social. No, it's Mark Norm on Twitter, Mark Norman on Instagram, Mark Norman Comedies, the website. Check out the pod, check out the special, and praise Allah.
So thanks, everybody.
That'll get you in trouble.
Sure.
See you later.
Bye.
Hi, this is Joseph Arthur. Thanks for checking out Come to Where I'm From. Please support us on Patreon, patreon.com/Come to Where I'm From. We are an independent podcast, and any contributions you can make are greatly appreciated.